Hey guys, just wanted to make a short video of a couple things that I learned as I was trying to learn how to use R because this is the first time I'm using R, so I figured if I ran into some annoying things that, that I figured out might be helpful for everybody else if they saw how to do it as well. So I'm just making this really quick thing. Um, okay, so first thing that we also I also try to get figured out at Office Hours was how to make a new data frame. So we can say like df. So you can say df. You can say equals or you can say this arrow. Apparently you can do both, but it's style guide says do that, I guess. Data dot frame, and you can say x. This is the name of the column or the variable. X equals numeric. I'm assuming I'm just making them all numeric, and I'm sure you can do them as other types of data. I haven't tried that, but I'm sure you can do that. Numeric x, y is numeric, and z is also numeric. Let's say, oops. Okay, so if you check data frame, and we have an empty data frame with three variables x, y, and z. Okay, so if you wanted to change the column names, you can do it this way. You can say use the names function. You can say names df. That's the data frame. That's the data frame that you want to change. C, and then rename them to say column A B C, A B C. So what you're doing here is you're making a vector of these three strings, and then you're assigning it to sending you the names function to use it as a names for the variables in data frame. Yep. So you can change it to ABC. Okay, and then say if you want to make a like the one like as we did above, if you want to make a vector, you say let's say a vector of new data that you want to add to the rows as data. You say data point one. Let's say data point one is a vector of 1, 2, 3, and then we make another one. We can make another data point, say data point 2. That data point 2 is 4, 5, 6. And then if you wanna, so then next if you wanna add a row of data to your data frame, you can do this. You can use the rbind function, data frame, and say rbind. This is row bind data frame, which is what you want to bind to, and then say data point 1. And I'm gonna try doing this actually, see if we can do both of them at once. I haven't tried that before. Looks like, yep, it works. Well, for some reason I don't know. Okay, so I don't know why this name's been changed again. That I don't understand why that happens. Maybe someone can figure out why that happens. But I guess you can always use the names df thing to change it back. So all right, so you can if you don't want to do it like let's try doing it without doing it at the same time. Maybe that changes something. So we have data frame. Nope. I don't know. It still change. Like it's weird when you add this. It changes the. Maybe someone can figure out why that is. But you can always just do names.df. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong here. That's making the data frame completely like make it a completely new data frame. I think maybe because I'm replacing it. Maybe if I just do this and just not. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. That doesn't. Okay, so if I do. Nope. It changes it. So I don't. This is weird. Okay, that's weird. All right. So that doesn't do anything. Let's just go back to this, and I don't know why the names of these changed, but I guess you can always just use names.df and then bring it back to it. All right, so we'll add another next variable bind. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong here, so please, if you know why this is happening, please let me know. This is very annoying. And there you go. Add the second data frame. Okay, second data point. Okay, so if you want to replace the whole, let's say you want to replace the whole column with one number, you can say df, and then say you want to replace column A, right? You can replace df, and then you can use this. This is a selector. You can select which one, and it will pop up which one you want to use. You can say A, and then you can replace that with, say, let's say 55. And everything in this column will be replaced by 55. If you want to replace just the individual row, you can do, say, df, and then A, and then you can choose which row you want. You can say row number 1, and say replace it with 100. And yeah, so it will replace that with 100. And then if you want to replace the value in the first row, second column, so you want to index it, so you can say data frame. You can use the index to first row, second column. And first row, second column, 500. All right, cool. So let's say if you want to add a column to the data frame, let's make a new variable, say new, so we can call it data point 3. Sorry, no, variable 3. So we call it d. Call variable d. And then let's say data frame d equals the vector of 3 and 4. So it has to be the same length as the data frame. So the two data frames have to be the same length, and then so same size. I don't know if it's the same size, but definitely the same length, because you get an error if you try to do it otherwise. And then you can say that, and then you can say df cbind is column bind, cbind df with d, and there you go. You have a new variable with 3 and 4. Okay, cool. And I wanted to show, if you wanted to plot, let's say if you want to plot, just you want to select variables and plot against them, plot them against each other. So select columns. You can say plot and df. So from the data frame, you select. Let's say you want variable A, and you want from df we select variable d. Then when you hit plot, it will show up here. And you can change the names. You can change the names too. You can say of the x label, xlab equals cats. You can say title as well. You can say title cats and dogs. Yep. All right. So that's that. Also, another thing that was confusing to me was the results of the KKNN classifier. Like I didn't know what the objects were. So the thing that gets returned when you run KNN, it's an object with a bunch of other things in it. So like if I down here in the console, if I say if I just like if I click if I just like get the results of wait, no, that's not it. Okay, yeah, so this is, so if I run the so KNN has NS So it does this. So it does these variables, right? The response, the result of your training. When you train the model, what it returns is fitted value and it's all this stuff. So I just wanted to explain a couple of things that really confuse me. I hope I'm getting this right. So uh, what CL gives you is the classification of the nearest neighbors to whichever point that's in reference to. So pick a point. CL shows is basically all the points that are and their classifications of the nearest neighbors. So let's say you said k equals 5, it'll tell you the classification of the 5 nearest neighbors. And that's what that object is. And the fitted value is basically what fraction of the nearest neighbors, let's say 5, of the nearest 5 is a 1, or right. And this is actually, so it's it also takes into account the weight which is given here, right? This W thing gives the weightage for each. Actually, let's just run that and just show you. So this is like the weightage for each variable. So here I have okay. So yeah, in the earlier I thought CL was the actual classification of the point that I was testing, but it's not. It's the value of the nearest neighbor, and the fitted value is the fraction of the neighbors that are nearest to a point that's a 1. All right, hope that was useful and all. If I'm doing something wrong, please let me know. Thanks, guys.